And we're on.
I'm Morey White.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast.
Yes, it is.
Welcome, friends.
Comfy version.
The comfy
version. Little fade
Compass
black.
Conversation Comfy Podcast.
Comfy.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
We will follow you.
Here we are.
All right.
We are back.
Oh, we weren't prepared.
No,
I got Johnny though.
the sleepy count.
It's so comfortable that we're like, yeah.
We're chilling tonight.
This is kind of,
We're chilling.
I like it.
Lounge. We're just in the lounge.
There we go.
It's the lounge version.
The lounge version.
And
Here's your place and all. Hey, welcome.
except we do lounge metal. Hey, I'm your life. I'm the one that takes you there. Hey.
Okay, so that's sad but true, right?
Yes. No. Well. Yeah. But that's
But true.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the fun fact.
Metallica.
Yep, it's Metallica. Exactly. A Mongolian metal band. It's like Mongolian tribal metal. Did a cover of them in their language. It's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of cool.
I think I know those guys.
The
Is it Ha?
The Who.
Who, that's the Who.
H-U,
The
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, that's amazing. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did I move that camera? I did. I moved that camera. No, actually, that was. So it's a new setup, and obviously, and there's a story behind why I didn't want to move everything back into the main room. This is the control room of
Here
the
we are.
studio,
Right,
and
yeah.
we're just chilling out. Smaller room. I already had the equipment in here, so I work out of here in the day, so.
Yeah, change is always good. That's what
Yeah.
you were saying.
I
We
thought we
enjoy.
could just relax a little bit.
We're just a little more sleepy. We're sleepy anyway. But,
Yeah, what's up with that?
well,
It seems like
But
it's
what's wrong with
universal
you
or
guys?
something.
No, I'm fine.
He's fine.
Of course you are. Did you run today?
No, but I worked out hard, so.
Well, I did 150 push-ups,
Oh, okay. So,
but
Wow.
that was in the morning.
I did not.
I didn't do any of that.
No, me neither.
So
Well, let's get this thing rolling. All right, let's see how everybody's doing. I'll go ahead and start with the man to my left, Morey White. How are you doing, man?
You remembered my name? That was cool.
It only happens every other
I
week.
got you.
You heard my strategic pause. I was making sure I was
That was that
Got to get it right.
right? You know, my mother used to do that.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, she would go through all
through the
the list of children.
Yeah.
So
did the dog then finally get to you?
yes, finally. which is kind of funny.
yeah,
Kind of makes you like Mother Hen though. So
Nah.
all right. Yeah, today was mostly a good day, and then started feeling really run down, and took a quick nap before this,
right on.
which was kind of cool. I had some sausage last night. I don't think was very good. So
Sausage?
sausage.
Oh, he said sauces.
I thought he said sauces too.
Sausage.
What kind of sauces are you having?
It's the sauces.
Get saucy with me.
Don't get sausage. So yeah, my tummy was a little hurt.
Sorry, bro.
Other than that,
And you're
good
here
day.
anyway. You
I'm here anyway.
Cool. All right, we'll move along then. To the man to his. Did you have anything else you want to say?
No, what's his name?
What's his name again?
George.
George.
B.O.B. How you doing,
call
my
him
friend
Bob for
Bob?
Bob for short.
Robert.
We got to remember, I do spell my name very weirdly with two T's. So
That's right.
How you doing?
if you can
Rob?
figure that out, you get bonus prizes. I'm doing well. Today was really good. Last night was very nerve-wracking, but very fun at the same time. I went through the ordination council and had it was really good. There, I loved the feedback that Mark gave about context. And it's like, yeah, that describes my mind. And all these thoughts everywhere. You need to focus down. But yeah. So, anyway, so I'm now officially ordained. But it was
Yes, you are.
It was
That's
really
right.
neat just hearing and your guys' comments at the end about my calling, because Johnny was there, our pastor at my old church, and several people related to that, or 2 other guys related to that, and then another church planter. So it was just neat hearing what they said about how they saw my calling coming out. So,
One of the coolest things I will say, the deacon, what was his name?
Rick Shipley.
Yeah, what a great guy he was. What a kind man.
Yeah.
But his comment was very powerful, because whenever there's somebody who's known you before you even became a Christian, and has seen, that's what he thought.
I think he probably did. It's been a while.
Yeah. At least it was the very early days.
Yeah.
And I've seen your lows, and he was just so excited to see how God had worked in your life and where you are today.
Yeah, and I owe a lot to him. He, after a thing happened, he was instrumental in helping me find that restoration that was needed to get me on the right track. So it was just really, it was just a really good experience.
Yeah, and it was just a very cool, Christ-like thing that he was just so excited to see how God's worked in your life over the years. So that was cool.
I'm truly thankful you listened.
Yes.
Appreciate
Yes,
it, guys.
yes, indeed.
So, and then it was a good day. Just kind of laid back, did a hard workout after work, and so I'm roaring to go.
Ready to go.
Right on.
Brother?
That's fantastic. How you doing, Tracy?
I am good.
And unlike you, I had dinner.
Yeah, I didn't have dinner yet, so I'm a little bummed about that. It's another story I don't care to share. After the struggles yesterday, or over the weekend with our setup, going back to the school, I went back and revisited some things with our gear. Obviously, the stream, we were able to stream. It worked out great. Technically, it was an awesome lesson. Of course, I think our worship time was wonderful, and I'm very thankful we were able to get back into the school for that. But on the technical end of things, there was some hang-ups, and I wish it was just more plug and play. And but that's okay. It's okay. We found the workarounds, and then I was able to translate a lot of that into our box, right? Because we have our box that we want everything self-contained into, so we could take it anywhere, and we're good to go. And we were good all the way into the box, but getting out of the box onto the internet was was the issue. So, but we got the workaround.
I was gonna say, even the stream, when we were testing it ahead, it looked choppy, but actually it wasn't choppy on the end result.
Right. It was great. Everything worked out, and there's some new things to consider about that. But yeah, so that was part of my efforts today, was getting some software updated and whatnot, and then there's another couple of things we need to try. But and then of course there was work. So
darn the work.
Yeah. But outside of all of that stuff, just even besides being tired, feeling well, healthy and blessed. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Johnny?
How about you?
Again, I hate for there to be like this little threefold downer. I'm tired. You tired? Yep, I'm tired. How about you? You tired? You're not tired. We're tired.
Yeah.
Because I got to
It's
think,
real life.
there are people who are going to be watching this. They're going to fall asleep about this point.
Yeah.
But I am tired. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
But good weekend, I felt like, as well. And today, back to work and everything. The only thing was, after shutting everything down, it's been so long since we've been at the school, we forgot our connection cards. The old analog kind.
Yeah.
For prayer requests and stuff, although everybody can always interact.
Sure.
But the thing I forgot to do, I went through everything I could think of, getting out of the building, doing everything to get it all locked up, alarm back on, everything. This morning I woke up, and we're getting ready to go, and I go, I forgot to close the gate for the hallway.
Oh.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
No problem. I thought the custodian, and he goes, "Oh no, that's okay." It wasn't like a huge thing. It just bugged me that I left a remnant that we were there.
Yeah.
But anyhow, But yeah, just kind of a long weekend all around, and just a little sleepy. Not sickly or anything like that, but just kind of tired. Maybe the energy will come back as we keep going here. Here's hoping.
I think when the weather starts getting better outside, and we talked about this weekend. I mentioned, I think last week, that one of the reasons I hate the cold is because my hands get cold and they physically hurt.
All right.
But the other thing is, and I mentioned this to you, Johnny, that whenever I exert myself outside in the cold, there's something with my sinuses that my ears will really hurt really bad. It'll give me a headache, which is like in the Air Force why I have to get an excellent every year, because if you get an excellent on your PT test, you only test once a year. And I do that in the warm time, because if I run in the cold, I am out. I'm out for the rest of the weekend. I mean, I'm physically hurting that much. So
you need one of those Hunter Charlie Brown hats that flap down over your ears.
It doesn't work. It's because of the breathing.
I see.
It gets cold and it just hurts. And so I don't run in the winter when it's cold. So I'm looking forward to warmer weather to get back out and start running again.
Yeah, it's coming. It won't be that long.
True.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching you run by.
Yeah, I'll run by for you, bro.
Hey, bro.
Watching you run by.
Cheer me on.
I'll cheer you on.
Oh,
Go.
You know what? We should go. I mean, seriously, if we want to do some physical activity, like maybe something closer to aerobic, there's nothing that says we can't get together and go to a track.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can run at our own pace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can do 4, I can do 2. You can do as much as I do.
We have bleachers, right?
Rory's out there.
I have asthma, y'all. I have asthma. I don't run.
Go.
Never have.
True. That's right. You
Bullhorn, you'll be holding and your soda.
Yep, that's right.
cheering us on.
I just can't.
But
breathe.
you can walk.
Go faster.
You know? And walking.
I can
is
walk.
good
I can
too.
definitely
that's good for the joints and the muscle. And
Yes.
the biggest muscle groups being our legs, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, guys, let's talk about this past weekend and anything you guys want to throw in there. I will start us off by saying it really was fun to be in person again, even though we had masks and we were distanced and stuff. It still was great. Like you said, Tracy, we started the songs and everything, and there's a room full of people singing along.
Yes.
That was really nice.
That's cool.
I really enjoyed that part.
Do you know what one? This might seem cheesy, and I'm gonna. Maybe I'm not gonna call her out. maybe I will, just a little bit.
Call her.
I love the interactivity of our services like that. But
Yeah.
being in person, it's so much better for somebody, Chris, to go. Wait, what did you say?
Oh yeah.
She's
cool.
making notes.
Chris is watching.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that she
We love
was
you, Chris.
so into the and making
Yes.
notes and everything, and that was just great.
That's the greatest.
To be like, what was
Wait,
that?
say that
she
one more
could- Yeah.
Manifested. Which one? Now that was the
Right. Yeah.
That's what base camp's supposed to be.
I know.
Perfect.
And
Love it.
that kind of just brought it all back. I'm like, man, this is wonderful. I love being back together so we can interact like that, and
Yeah.
and just to know that we're engaging and we're listening and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe not Josh so much. Did you see him? He
No,
was
I
all,
didn't. Was he asleep?
he's 15, Yeah, no, he wasn't sleeping. He was just acting bored. I'm gonna smack him upside his head next time. But anyway,
He always has that kind of vibe going on.
that's what I really enjoyed about our Sunday base camp. I thought that was really great.
Yeah, I did too. And it is weird because, like I said, it has been awesome that we've been able to maintain relationally our services and everything for as long as we have. Because it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Almost a year since we had that kind of gathering inside.
That's right.
We've had some outside,
Yeah.
and we've done, church on the green and that sort of thing. But to be in the building, I mean, for a normal kind of gathering, almost a year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We were forgetting things, I guess what I was saying. I forget how much it takes to do that. So Saturday, apart from our being there and getting things
Oh,
set up and running tests and that sort of thing, there's also this other side of it where we're going through stuff. Wait, do we have the cups? Do we have okay,
yeah.
we've got those are all together. Oh, that was behind some stuff, that we had in storage. So that was kind of fun to at least go through that, but it was also there are a lot of moving parts. For even a simple service like that there's still a lot going on there.
You talked about well, I'll get to that, but we've been very blessed. We get together on Mondays.
Right.
Praise team gets together on Thursdays. So we've had some in-person fellowship, and there's some wonderful blessings that come along with that. It was wonderful for others to be able to experience that.
Yes.
You talked about the what was that? The glow-in-the-dark toys.
Right.
Yeah.
And bringing them to the light and the light of God. But that whenever you have the fellowship and you have the light of God flowing through all of us, there's renewal.
Yeah.
In that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so for a year, a lot have not had that renewal.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was truly a blessing to see people shining again.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's great.
I'm
Yeah.
so with you, yeah.
Is Jaden there with the
Yeah,
baby?
oh, with the finger baby.
And she was like,
Baby, amen.
It was just like just enjoying the human interaction. She said.
Oh,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true.
I love the newborn cry because, it's just not very loud.
Yep.
Give it time.
Give it a couple months.
Oh,
Yeah,
it'll get loud.
couple months.
It's a little loud.
How old is it's a she, right?
Yeah, Lily.
Just over
Lily.
just over
That's
4
right.
weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's a tiny kid.
But it was really good to see, everybody that was able to show up. That was really good.
Yeah, it was just a good vibe, and then people just, Kyle coming walking in, and
Yeah.
just others just kind of there,
Yeah. Kathy she was surprised at how many of us were actually there.
Oh yeah.
And was very happy about that,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And those that weren't able to make it, we really missed you.
Yes,
love
we
you.
did. Yeah.
Always.
I would love to have the rest
Mm-hmm.
if you feel safe.
Yeah, you feel safe.
Good safe for all.
I don't know. I think everything was handled like, by the rules and everything, the masking
Yeah,
and
we did.
everything. I think we did.
There it is.
I think we did pretty good. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really did. I mean, we kind of we didn't bend over backwards, but we definitely followed the rules that they had set for us.
Yeah.
And it was kind of strange because we went to Bob's ordination at the church. We're not going to say because we don't want to get him in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. When I came in, I just had a mask on.
Same.
Yeah.
And
And
I
the
saw
guy who
everybody-
answered the door to let me in there, he had nothing on. They were playing volleyball and stuff, and I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
I'm here for Bob Nelson's ordination case. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
You must have come in on the gym
I
side.
did.
So.
Yeah, they were having like some college and career thing or something. Well, is it okay if I come in? Anyway, so then I come in, and then when I came into the council deal in the conference room there, that was the first thing Mark said. He goes, "Do you want us to wear a mask?" I went, "Nope, we're fine." That was okay.
It's kind of like us
Wear a
around
mask
here, right?
almost every day. I was like, if you're cool, I'm cool. He's had COVID even. Mark Spence has.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they were
Probably good then. Kathy and we checked yesterday at the King's because you can get the antibody test, right? And we
Yeah.
were gonna,
Really?
but they were out, so we didn't get it. But yeah, we were gonna get it because we're curious.
You've already had it.
Yeah, because early on in the whole thing we were sick,
Good point,
but
yeah.
we never went to the doctor, and our age group and no comorbidities, it would probably seem like a normal cold or flu.
Or a good flu,
Yeah.
I had a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So
We had a couple of people there Sunday who've had the vaccine. Both
That's
shots
right,
too.
yeah.
So I'm supposed to be eligible to get it anytime
What are you
soon. Well, we're trying, But it's like we got our notice. You're in the group. It's like move to the front of the list kind of deal because we work with kids.
Yeah.
And it says, so schedule your appointment. Then you try to schedule your appointment. It's, although there are no appointments.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
If you go to like King Super, they have a sign. We have a limited number of COVID tests. So if you need one, and if you're in the group,
Test, you mean?
or no, but the vaccine. So they'll do the vaccine, that's the other thing we were asking about was the vaccine because Kathy, her mom is a dementia patient in a nursing home.
Oh yeah.
And the only way to visit her is in a bubble. I mean, you've got to be in this plastic bubble. And the staff and Kathy both believe that if she were to go visit, it would freak her mom out, right? So she can't go visit. And they said, well, if you had the vaccine, you could come and visit. But there is no special column for people who have loved ones in a nursing home that require a vaccine if you don't want to be in a bubble, right? And so it's a special circumstance, and it's kind of a bummer that we are still way at the bottom, But
Same for Julie. It's I know that she has had at least the first shot, and her dad has had both. Yet we can't take him out. We cannot take him to dinner or anything like that.
Wow.
So
that's frustrating.
Yeah. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass, man, and it's getting better all the time. So that's the good news. So
it is.
And all that said, we did follow all the rules on Sunday.
We did,
and it still was a good experience.
It was great.
So I just really enjoyed that, and then played around with the box light.
That was great.
It was fun.
It's really
it's like there's some potential here. There's so many things we could do. I just didn't want to get all crazy with it,
Yeah.
So just sort of introduce that thing, which is a very cool device.
We got into Closer.
We did get into Closer.
We did do some review.
We did do some. We can always do.
We got into Closer. No, well, you know what? It's important. It's very important.
Well, that's true. So we've been talking about more, we've been into Stronger, and now here we are. The thing is, Leon and I had this conversation earlier this afternoon, that if you just take the elements of More and Stronger, just the elements of them, then we could have just said, going, knowing, and doing.
Going.
But it doesn't work with Closer.
It doesn't.
Unless you guys can think of a good word.
No.
Anyway.
Going and doing.
Going, knowing, and doing.
Oh, that's funny.
More Stronger.
Going,
Close,
knowing,
you get joining.
Joining.
Joining. Yeah. Doesn't roll right.
It doesn't quite work.
Well, good try, Bob.
Yeah, good try. You're fired.
Can you go back to the coordination?
Turn that English
Back to
major
go back to that.
We gotta go back to the council.
Jesus.
They're going to unordinate me.
You just have this rhyming issue.
Well, okay. So anyway, I didn't know. Maybe I got a little into the deep weeds a bit on Sunday with that message, but
What you think was too, like, too
no, it was
in
like
the
it was too
weeds,
deep.
really?
I just
A lot of drawing near kind of stuff, so that was good.
Well, I did want to talk about the fact that, of course, for those who may not know, Closer has two aspects. When we say closer, we're going closer to God and closer to each other.
Right.
And so we spent time talking about closer to God. And part of that had to do with giving some examples from the Old Testament with Moses. And so that whole burning bush thing and kind of seeing God's holiness there. And then his face shining and glowing from being in God's presence.
So much he had to cover it up.
Yeah, exactly. And then going into the bit about Isaiah. So I just kind of went around the map a little bit to bring us there. So I hope everybody tracked with me on that, because it is, speaking of good, as soon as Mark was saying that, I was thinking, I kind of did that a little this morning. I kind of went around them. But there was purpose behind it, because that it's so important to understand that when James 4:8 says, draw near to God, and he will draw near to you, that there's a lot wrapped up in that idea. And then it follows it immediately with that, cleanse your hands, you sinners.
So here's an interesting thought on that. When Moses is called to the burning bush and he's takes off his told to take off his sandals because it's holy ground. One of the interesting things that was like the dirtiest part of a Middle Eastern person's body. Period.
Right,
Because
yeah,
they had been tromping through. He's a shepherd. He'd been tromping through with the sheep and stuff. So just so God. I mean, when he's exactly when God tells him to come there, he's I want you, nothing in between us. And it's at that point of starting to cleanse cleanse Moses for his calling, and then when we get to James, he's saying the same thing. Draw near to me. I don't care what shape you're in, but I want you to come to me.
Be cleaned up,
and then we'll work on you from there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even the whole idea of cleanse your hands, you sinners, which sounds like such a harsh. That's like if you only took that line, you put it on a sign and walked to downtown Denver, you would be, cleanse your hands, ye sinners. It just sounds.
What about
harsh.
the double-minded part?
Well, before that, though,
double-minded.
How do we cleanse figuratively our hands? How do we purify our hearts?
Right.
We don't. It's only through what Christ has done on the cross for us, right?
That's right.
So he says, "Come to me, I'll come to you," and as I come to you, you purify your heart, you cleanse your hand, and then that double-minded deal is a throwback, I think, and that's what I was trying to say at the end is that whenever I'm normally talking about draw closer to God, we talk about two basic ideas. Just like with Stronger, we talk about knowing God's word, doing God's word, knowing. With closer to God, it's the idea that happens through prayer, it happens through worship, and both of those ideas are implied on a level in that verse. Because the first thing it says that in order to draw near to God, it doesn't happen accidentally. You have to turn. You have to intentionally turn to Him. And when we intentionally turn to Him, we are engaging in the act of prayer, whether by words or attitude or simply our turning towards Him. And so that wraps up in 4:8 with the idea of you double-minded. Purify your hearts, you double-minded. And again, the idea of double-mindedness is having a divided loyalty between God and something else,
right?
Or half-heartedly to God, or not even to God. And so to turn our hearts fully to Him in a fully focused way is to have no other gods before Him. It is to love the Lord your God with all your heart,
that's right,
all your soul, with all your mind, and that's the essence of worship. So anyway, I just thought that was just kind of an interesting aspect of that, of drawing near to God. But yeah, the first part was that broader idea that God's everywhere. Of course, He's omnipresent, but His manifested presence is the word, and that's probably the churchiest sounding words I use in trying to communicate. But there's no other way to
omnipresent or omnipotent,
manifested present.
Oh, the manifested. Yeah. No, I think that's great.
He just makes His presence.
That was pretty.
It makes His presence known in a moment, so that you. And in that sense, He's here to heal. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Right, as He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. Right.
There's a song in that somewhere. Make sure to play that song
at the end. Yeah, maybe we will. But yeah, I mean, when we draw near to Him, it is pretty much like His arms are open and ready to do whatever needs to be done to draw us to Himself. So, and really, it is His own kindness that even leads us to repentance, as Scripture says. All of us are going our own way.
Yes.
And it's away from Him. He gives us that tap on the shoulder to draw us to Him. Now, we can always reject So I'm not saying you can't reject.
Well,
but
it's
even
never a good idea to reject.
but even the enlightened turn, the call, the hearing of God speaking to us and drawing us to Himself, He is always the initiator in that love connection relationship with us. So anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff, and of course I can go on and on and on about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to draw closer to God, always being focusing on that.
There's, and I've said it before, you talk about the act of turning to God and drawing close to God, and He will draw close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of things. I think he had an illustration that He's always there. He's always there, right? Right. He's ready,
Yes.
ready to engage with you, always,
Mm-hmm.
anytime, and
Yep.
all you have to do is turn.
Turn, there he is.
And yeah, but because that is a very conscious act, to steer your thoughts, to be closer to God. And I've said it before. This is not a spectator sport, right? it's not sport. It's not the right
it's
word.
not
but-
like running. It's more
right?
like-
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
Fortunately,
a very.
running
all of us.
the race.
Oh, with my foot I can't.
It's a very active thing. It's not
Absolutely.
your belief in your spiritual life, your belief in God, your Christianity is not a passive,
No.
Right.
thing. It's not a passive relationship. It's a very active relationship that you have. And I thought about that when you were talking about the
Yeah.
turn. You have to turn to
Yes.
God and yeah.
There's a
For that
book
closeness.
that covers that exact thing. It's called Not a Fan by Kyle Eidelman.
Not a
And
fan,
It's
yeah.
that
Not a
same
fan.
idea. You can be up in the stands watching and going, "Yay, Jesus!" and whatnot. And you can know all sorts of things about Jesus, but
Yeah,
until you're on the field playing in the mix with
Yeah.
Jesus, it's kind of pointless.
I have to get that book. I haven't read it.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
The wonderful thing is,
Ironically, I'm a
just,
fan.
Yeah.
just like Moses, who had the ability to be in the presence of God and stand on the holy ground, God gives us that incredible gift by His love.
Mm-hmm.
In John 3:16,
Yes, sir.
and any sermon that has John 3:16 in it, of course, is going to be my favorite. But
I say it
and
every
this-
sermon.
yeah.
What is John 3:16,
John
brother?
3:16 is God so loved the world that He gave His only Son. That's an amazing gift, and you really need to think about that kind of love. That He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him will not perish, but have eternal life with Him. Be in the presence on the holy ground.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's pretty amazing.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
I'm sorry, that's just big
Yeah,
sign.
it's
It's
fantastic.
awesome. I love it.
Oh, you
There-
talked about it.
Yeah, and there's a kind of a cool tie-in back to Moses on that with Jesus. Jesus called His disciples His friends
Yes.
at one point, and Moses was a friend of God.
Yes.
And so that kind of love, that a friend would die for somebody else, and who, I believe you bring that up pretty much every time too.
I was going to bring
Yes,
up the
yes.
illustration you have done before, but I didn't know if this lesson was part 1 of 2.
Well, I will
Because
put your
there's
heart.
another part.
I'll put your
So,
heart at ease, so that this Sunday we're back in the Gospel of Mark.
Yes.
The Sunday after that we'll do part 2 of Closer, but we're going to move on to Closer to Each Other.
Okay. Was.
So you
wait,
can-
we'll wait till then.
And we're kind of
Okay, we'll wait till
Oh, wrong
then.
thing. Of course, I also got to tell that story. I've told it before of of when I was a kid and going into that lobby with those kids,
Oh yeah.
the lovely ladies there. But the contrast, the idea is just simply, yes, God is holy, and to even be close to Him, He made it possible for us to be close to Him because of what He did for us on the cross. So
Yeah.
yeah.
we're near the end of our time here, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I think we're
Being in this room again reminds me of episode 1. Of course, I was sick in episode 1 of our podcast.
Wow.
Sitting right here. We had the camera way back at that time.
Yeah.
And I think Julie was sitting right over there and laughing at us as
I think you're right.
we were talking.
that's right.
She
But,
never came back. What's up? Oh, I'm kidding.
Oh, she came back a few weeks
She
ago.
came back one time.
She did.
After that. Well, all right. Well, hey, you can join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. We have been meeting off and on now, starting last week, at Arkansas Elementary School. But you can always find us on Facebook. We go live at 10 a.m. as Compass Church Colorado. And you can discover more at compassdenver.com. We'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right, guys, final words.
Love you guys. Love everybody out there as well.
Definitely love you guys. Likewise.
Peace.
Hey.
Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no. Peace. Sorry.
Grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight. And we are out.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even think I can get that anywhere near that.
Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy on me. I fall on my knees and cry, Lord, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. Have mercy. The offering we bring you is a broken spirit, a broken spirit. You will not turn away from a true repentant heart, oh joyful